was all these crazy guys, Ed Hall guys. And I was like, wow, these guys are crazy. They're all like English majors and art majors and philosophy majors, and they all play in this crazy punk rock band, and they're all just like totally like cut-ups, bad kids, and they all shave their heads and look exactly the same, and they're all Ed Hall people. And what's all this shit about Ed Hall?
How would you describe the early shows when you first went to see Ed Hall? That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, I like probably a lot of people feel like they were there at the very beginning. I remember Ed Hall playing in the house you guys were living in, at Ed Hall, you know.
Yeah, because then I moved into the house.
But he moved into Ed Hall because we needed a roommate. And I remember me and Larry practicing, and he would never come out of his room with his guitar. We had to invite him to come play with us, and then, you know, it started from there.
We'd been hanging out with Gary for a while, and actually Gary was jamming with us.
Before we knew it, after school every day we were jamming.
Let's see. Andy, you came in.
I was living in the van during the summer.
At its best was a feeling of being in a dance.
You know, I remember when we first started, oh, they suck. Oh, they're great. Oh, they suck. Oh, they're great. Well, they're nice, which meant they sucked.
And about some other parties that were just all total improvs, just like free-for-all.
That was always our sacred, that was the thing I always held most sacred with Ed Hall, was that, you know, we'd go in and just no rules, you know, make new stuff all the time.
We finally got up enough songs where we're going to do a demo, and we go with the guys from Crust or Miracle Room.
We're in the basement under Sears at Hancock Center. Andy was going to be in a separate room singing live, his own room, but did you have a bottle of whiskey or something with you?
I did. I drank a bottle of whiskey.
You drank a bottle of whiskey. That was a problem.
I certainly knew that the energy was high and that I might get a funky reaction.
So we decide to go and eat on our break, leaving Andy there. And we decide to lock the door because it looked like Andy was going to fall asleep and have a nap, just for security.
I guess Andy had woken up, freaked out, broken the door open, ran down the hallway into some hall and threw some chairs into the wall.
We deduced that it was indeed Andy that had perpetrated these crimes against the building.
You know, it's just a freak accident, man. Calm down, you know. And the other guys were like, no, he's out of the band. There's no way. And I tried for a while. They're just like, no way. And
Gary, being the nice soul that he is, didn't want to kick Andy out, but me, being the asshole that I am, wanted to kick Andy out. And that was the end of the Andy era.
I mean, really, the events happened the way they happened, and there's not a whole lot to say about it. It's hard to talk about because in a lot of ways, you know, being a white male in the society, you have a lot of advantages, and that doesn't sound good to like bellyache about, you know, things that sometimes don't go your way.
No, I remember being kind of shocked when I heard he wasn't in the group anymore, because I thought of him as such a and I thought Andy was such the front man. I didn't know, like, well, who's going to sing? I didn't.
Right.
You know, I didn't really know. I was like, well, I thought Andy was like. It's like, well.
The armadillo, raw wolves. Those days there were no wolves. No.
People assumed after I left this group that I somehow had been disappointed by it, that I'd had some expectation that wasn't met, and I'm not sure that that's the case.
I guess it was at the Cannibal Club or the Loft or something, our first post-Andy gig, where we just kind of screamed some stuff while we were playing the songs we already played.
And Tom Flynn of Boner Records heard it and wanted to sign us. So he gave us $500, and we did Albert, and Scott Van Horn did the cover.
That's when I was doing Slacker. I really wanted Ed Hall to be the group in the, because the movie wasn't about music at all. It really was kind of you would think at that time if you made a movie about Austin, it would be about the Austin music scene. But since I wasn't a musician, I really wanted to make it about something else entirely. But I wanted Ed Hall to be that band at the end.
Rick wanted us to sing the song about, it's called Cedric, and Larry wrote these lyrics about, it was all about how Austin used to be so cool before we were here.
Yeah.
Cedric. Yeah.
Cedric,
Play that anymore.
but that should be an Austin anthem. That's such a great song.
This is the great Austin band, Ed Hall, which this is a total lie. Like, if they would have played, this place would have been packed. But I thought, I like the idea, because I've been to so many shows in Austin where there'd be like 6 people in the audience, you know. And I just wanted that to be the vibe, rather than, you know, a packed show with, you know, people stage diving and going crazy.
Ed Hall, as seen in the movie Slacker. Come on, you slackers.
In Ed Hall, I was always given probably the freest rein of anyone musically, because I would do something and Kevin could follow, and Gary has always been, you know, able to plug in at something else.
Sometimes it felt like I had my part, Larry had his part, and Gary had his part. We put them all together and we called it a song. Well, that doesn't work emotionally for me.
And then in the fall of '90, we recorded Love Poke, which came out.
I remember leaving Ed Hall. I guess we just recorded a record, and boy,
What one was that?
Gloryhole.
And then we toured with the Buttholes that summer in '91, and we recorded Gloryhole.
And I think Larry might have been the one to say, "Do you want to be in the band anymore?" And I said, I said no. And it was just, everybody just sat there, it was really quiet, and we just all looked down. And, you know, I am definitely still committed. I'm just not committed to Ed Hall.
And then Kevin quits, and we get Lyman, and he's been with us about 3 years. Finally had enough material for Motherscratcher, and we recorded it all in 5 days before we were going to quit our jobs and go on tour with Flipper for 7 weeks. And we had the total production. We had a sound man, and Luke was doing films. We were just like, we're putting all our money into the tour, oh my God. And we ended up losing like $3,000 to Trance, because Trance gave us all this tour support money to buy T-shirts and fix our van. And instead of paying back on the end of the tour, we kept all the money to live on, because we didn't have a job until we went on our next tour. Finally, now we have our new album out, La La Land.
By turning the art into a commodity, he has to deal with the business end of things, and the business end ain't no fun, you know.
I mean, it gets better little by little, but too little by too little, and I figure 8-9 years is enough time to, you know, either afford some sort of even, you know, living wage, and it's just not happening.
Part of probing into the band for me is stopping, looking at a time in your life, or looking at yourself, analyzing your own motives, trying to make sense of something, trying to grow. That's what I hope that I'm doing.
I don't value them as Ed Hall. I value them as people. And it was called the band, but it was really the people, you know.
Which was also another cardinal rule of Ed Hall, I think, was that it had to be someone who you would hang out with even without music, or else it wouldn't work, you know. It was always friends together instead of, like, you know, putting an ad up or putting word out that you needed this or that. You know, it was always real family kind of thing. Two cardinal rules: improvisation and family.